Hey guys, Anime-kun here. In today's video, we're going to talk about the top 10 anime where the main character is a genius. Because it is not just enough that the plot blows our minds. A big part of this list will just have us fawning over the brains of the different MCs and the way they think and use their wits within the respective contexts of their shows. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more videos about anime. Even with just 3.69% of you guys subscribing to our channel would be a big help. So, without further ado, let's begin. Sometimes, genius is not really your numeric grades, because sure, Kaido Daimon would have been just your average high school student, save for the fact that he is a complete demon at solving puzzles, much to the point that a Sudoku that took a whole day for the creator to solve only took him a few seemingly meaningless seconds. This stretches to the fact that when he was asked to take some special tests of his unique ability, he immediately suspects that the test itself is a test. He suddenly finds himself caught up in a lethal philosopher's puzzle made by some sinister group called Pyoji, falling to a murderous maze of trap upon trap, where failing to solve the secret correctly will result in nothing more unfortunate than death. Fortunately, Kaido's skills prove up to the first test, but now that he has been designated as a solver, he is pulled into a new life where he must travel the world with other solvers, attempting to solve the latest deadly riddles left by Pyoji that are even sometimes designed to make it unsolvable. There's a new challenge around every corner and each deception could lead to death, but once a riddle has been posed, the demonic genius of Kaido in puzzles can be counted on to unfold, unravel, and even unlock it. On the surface, Kodo Akuse Senior High School is a utopia where students enjoy an unparalleled amount of freedom. The reality, however, is less than ideal. For classes A through D are ranked in a meritocratic way, and as such, only the top classes receive the ideal favorable treatment. Kiyotaka Ayanakuji is a student of Class D, where the school dumps its worst. There he meets the unsociable Suzuna Horikita, who believes she was placed in Class D by mistake and desires to climb all the way to Class A, and the seemingly amicable class idol Kikyo Kushida, whose aim is to make as many friends as possible. While class membership is permanent, there is still an existing exploit as class rankings are not. The students in lower-ranked classes can rise in rankings if they score better than those in the top ones. Additionally, in Class D, there are no bars on what methods can be used to get ahead. Where will this fact take Ayanakuji when his seemingly perfect average scores seem like a mask that hides a genius who may be capable of besting Class A?
高得点を獲得していた。次に味方の武器の攻撃力を増幅させる。金輸地。かたじけない。主君。これならあと一撃で。アサシネイト。
Being a support role makes it so that your impact is more a skeletal backing up rather than front show damaging, but makes it a perfect role for a genius to fit in, using their wits as a strategist in a battle. Shiro is a master strategist who, back when Elder Tale was nothing but a game instead of reality, instructs a notorious debauchery tea party who is famous for clearing top lists before guilds can even manage to. His genius of the game's various mechanics, strategies, and exploits know no boundaries, and is sought after by almost anyone playing the game. To top that, his own application of his knowledge allows him to see a lot of seconds ahead of an ongoing battle while monitoring everyone's status and instructing them. As if that's not scary enough, he also has a keen sense with regards to people and decisions, making it no surprise that almost every major development or discovery in the new world of Elder Tale somehow involves him.
ちょっとリスキーだけど仕方ない。排除しよう。よし、サクッとやったろうぜ、サンボ。も
し閉じ込められたのでなければ、どうしてこの教室に入ることができたんでしょう。仮に何かの間違いだと言うなら、誰のどういう間違いでしょうか。ぜひ、オレキさんも考えてください。
Does a genius attract a curious person? Or does a curious person attract a genius? Whatever. High school freshman Hotaru Oreki has but one goal: to lead a great life while conserving as much energy as he can. Unfortunately, his peaceful days come to an end when his older sister, Tomoe, forces him to save the memberless Classics Club from disbandment. Luckily, Areki's predicament seems to be over when he heads to the clubroom and discovers that his fellow first-year, Arichitanda, has already become a member. However, despite his obligation being fulfilled, Oreki finds himself entangled by Chitanda's curious and bubbly personality, soon joining the club of his own volition. Soon enough, he is imprisoned with the club's shenanigans, and with whatever mystery or question that floats in Chitanda's head as she approaches him with the words, "I am curious." Hyoka follows the 4 members of the Classics Club, including Oreki's friends Satoshi Fukuba and Mayaka Ibra, as they, driven by Chitanda's insatiable curiosity, solve the trivial yet intriguing mysteries that permeate their daily lives.
そうだな。少し考えてみるか。悪いわね、ボーイ。フルハウスよ。
あ、そうだな。確かに悪い。
No game, no life is what happens when you take a gamer sibling duo who is always at the top of any game despite being the shut-ins frowned upon by society. Not that they have to worry about that when they get transferred to a world where they have the potential to rule, and the only thing they have to worry about is the 10 rules set by God. Even prior to being transported to a world ruled by games, Sora and Shiro are already unbeatable game geniuses who can control 4 characters with just the 2 of them, and hold their fort against a huge number of players without cheating despite those going against them already doing so. Post-isekai, they also likewise easily learn the underlying mechanics of the world and make a place for themselves out of it even though they are still playing against humans who would so often cheat, and more so other races who have certain control of magic. In a world operated by the concept of games, surely the game genius siblings would likely find their way to retain their undefeated status as the player jointly known as blank.
可愛いは正義。すべての欲求と欲望と本能が可愛いを求め、可愛いのためにすべてを捧げる。所詮男はそんなもんだ。
そんなこと。
君たちはアルバート・ジェームズ・モリアーティ、そしてその弟ウィリアムとルイスです。
The names of the characters should already be enough of a hint as to how much brain cells would be involved watching this. During the late 19th century, Great Britain has become the greatest empire the world has ever known. Hidden within its success, however, the nation's rigid economic hierarchy dictates the value of one's life solely on status and wealth. To no surprise, the system favors the aristocracy at the top of the social class and renders it impossible for the working class to ascend the ranks in any accessible manner. William James Moriarty, the second son of the Moriarty household, lives as a regular noble while also being a consultant for the common folk to give them a hand and solve their problems. However, deep inside him and his roots lie a desire to destroy the current hidden structure that dominates British society and those who tend to benefit from exploiting it. Alongside his brothers Albert and Louis, William will do anything that his brain can conduct in order to change the filthy world he lives in, even if blood must be spilled along the way.
好都合ですね。
俺ら高校生のガキ2人でゼロから文明を作り出すんだよ。このストーンワールドのアダムとイブになってやる。そうするぜ、これは。
After a massive flash of green light completely petrifies all of human existence into stone, nature flourishes and takes over the world, overhauling the foundations and traces of human society's technological age and its infrastructures born from it. As many millennia passed, Senku, a science-loving genius, breaks away from his stone petrification, only to find out that the traces of humanity have been swallowed by the hands of time and nature. This story revolves around Senku and his friend Taiju, who also broke out of the stone 6 months after him. With their collaboration and his application of various scientific knowledge he still has in his brains, he discovered the stone formula vital in curing humans from the petrification that has afflicted them. All this is in line with Senku's grand scheme to actually revitalize human civilization and to give rise to the kingdom of science, with the goal of rebuilding civilization with science at its core. This anime is a great anime on how science can kickstart civilization from scratch and how life can start anew from a post-apocalyptic society by way of a genius mind.
やったぞセンキつかさ溜まってたぞホラー穴の奇跡の水が今度こそ譲り葉を復活させられるぞ
Brutal murders, petty thefts, and senseless violence pollute the human world. In contrast, the realm of death gods is a humdrum, unchanging gambling den. The ingenious 17-year-old Japanese student Light Yagami and the sadistic god of death Ryuk share one core belief: the recognition that their respective worlds are rotten. For his own amusement, Ryuk drops his death note into the human world that Light stumbles upon, deeming the first of its rules ridiculous. The human whose name is written in this note shall die. However, the temptation being too great, Light experiments by writing a known felon's name, which disturbingly enacts his first murder through the use of the death note. Aware of the terrifying godlike power that has fallen into his hands, Light, under the alias Kira, follows his wicked sense of justice with the ultimate goal of cleansing the world of all evildoers. The meticulous mastermind Detective L is already on his trail, another brilliant mind known by his many aliases with his face not generally known to anyone. This grand waltz to shed light towards the identity of Kira turns to an intense battle of wits that nothing but death can end.
キラ必ずお前を探し出して始末する僕が私が正義だ
学生にしてはよく頑張ったさすがはブリタニア人だしかしお前の未来は今終わった殺すな
If you have the power to command someone with absolute obedience regardless of the nature of the request, one may think that adding a superior mind may be too much, but that's what still makes it so good. Lelouch Lamperogy is granted with a geas that allows him to once absolutely command anything to someone with the only thing needed to be direct eye contact. But that's not what makes him terrifying. Despite being someone still in school, he has enough ability to command people and can turn the tide around given the right set of information. Even in his first try of being a man named Zero, he successfully led a group of erratic and uncoordinated rebels from a losing battle against Prince Clovis, who was in charge of the military operation. This was born from an efficient way of being able to handle people, especially with the power to make them to be living chess pieces in the board that his mind plays in. None would ever think the day that a student in a mask would be able to control a revolution in hopes of exacting revenge to the royal family that discarded him and his sister to Area 11, the new name of a Britannia colonized Japan.
僕はスザク僕はブリタニアをぶっ壊す
俺は狂気のマッドサイエンティストホーインキャーマだ
Eccentric, or should we say mad scientist Rintaro Okabe has a never-ending thirst for scientific exploration. Together with his ditzy but well-meaning friend Mayuri Shina and his roommate Itaru Hashida, Rintaro founded the Future Gadget Laboratory in the hopes of creating technological innovations that baffle the human psyche. Despite claims of grandeur, the only notable gadget the trio have created, if it may so be considered as one, is a microwave that has the mystifying power to turn bananas into green goo. However, when Rintaro decides to attend neuroscientist Karisu Makiza's conference on time travel, he experiences a series of strange events that lead him to believe that there is more to the phone microwave gadget than meets the eye. Apparently able to send text messages into the past using the microwave, Rintrah dabbles further with the time machine, attracting the ire and attention of the mysterious organization SERN. Due to the novel discovery, Rintrah and his friends find themselves in an ever-present danger as he works to mitigate the damage his invention has caused to the timeline. He is not only fighting a battle to save his loved ones, but also one against his degrading sanity, because in our world, one can only handle the complicated thoughts of time travel so much. What more if we have such various time-leaping experiences and are trying to fix them? Good story, but hopefully we'd all be able to follow.
バカなの？死ぬの？
ルイスちゃんの名台詞来たこれ。俺は確かに見たのだ。お前が刺されているの。
And that's all the anime we have for today. There are quite interesting shows from this list that I'm sure you'll enjoy. There are a lot more geniuses with all their own quirks and fields of expertise, so why not drop your favorite anime and tell us about that one genius character in the comments section down below. We'd also love to have our minds blown despite the few brain cells we have remaining. If you want to see more anime content, make sure to subscribe and give this vid a thumbs up. If you're still here, why not help us reach at least 4.20% of you guys to subscribe? Stay tuned, and I will see you guys soon.